Well, according to this, we are live. So, welcome from the crossroads of America, a 1-hour talk show, shooting with disabilities. We also get the guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind. Answer questions from the audience. Just put them in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. We're broadcasting on gun channels and YouTube. I have a Patreon account. The audio file of this show will be up on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher within 24 hours of the show ending. I think that's about it for now. So we'll be moving on. Let's what's happening here? I lost something. I'm missing something. Okay. It's all right. Somehow I moved my screen. There we go. All right. Let's see. Who do we have in the chat? The first one in the house was Midnight Range, believe it or not. And then we got Gun Loving Grandpa, Stealth Hunter, Sabrina's here. 2 live moves so far. All right. Then in my panel, we've got from New York, Blind Shooter. How you doing?
Doing good, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Okay, then we got our first guy from Michigan, Squibload.
Hey.
Yeah. Then from good old Maryland, we got the Kingpin.
Hey, Rick. Good to see you.
All right. Oh, Southpaw RX is here. He's listening from work. Then we've got the one and only, the other one from Michigan, the one and only Patriot in the Dark.
There can only be one. I think it's like crossing the streams, isn't it? How you guys doing?
All right. So, have any of you guys got a topic, or do you want me to start off? Patriot, anything?
I'm just floating today, so hi.
Yeah. So am I. Hang on, I lost my page again. Where's it gone? Damn it. I do apologize. I'm having technical difficulties.
Live streaming is on.
I know it's on. There we go. What the hell happened there? I don't know, but anyway, I'm here. Everybody here? So, okay. Somehow I got 2 screens open. That's what was happening. It was screwing it up. Okay. What have we got? So, what I was going to talk about is let's see if I got them here. I think I opened some links up earlier. You know, it was mainly, I think we've touched on it before, is special equipment for, for people with disabilities, from, people in wheelchairs to people who just got arthritis or stuff like that. I mean, let me see. I've got this. So I'm trying to put these links. This is one link in the chat of these websites that I found and it talks about equipment, for outdoor activities, not just firearms. So this is what I'm working on right now. So like this time of year, I've talked about this many times, that this time of year, but I mean, my bad back is a given. I don't even think it, but it's the arthritis that really gets me this time of year, And I tried it last year, and I'm going to start. I've been wearing them a little bit this year, but it hasn't been that cold here so far. But I'm starting to wear sort of like compression gloves on my hands, which helps me, with the pain, or I'm able to move my fingers better when I'm shooting. and they're real thin, so it's not really affecting me too much when I'm holding the gun and stuff. So, unknown users joined us. Two Gun Kitty, E Honda, unknown user is here. So, real quick before I go back on my topic, I just want to let people know past last month's winners. I do apologize. I got them in the mailbox this afternoon, so you should either get them by Friday or the beginning of the next week, whoever was a winner. So I just wanted to say that. So, all right. We're okay. So I said that's what I've been using for my arthritis. Plus, I've got, plus I take some medication, hydrochlorine quin or something it's called. That's what the doctor prescribes me for my arthritis. I don't know if it does. I keep saying it doesn't do any good, but I ran out one time, and I didn't realize how much it did do. Well, because when I ran out I'd run out for, I think it was about 2 days before I got a prescription. And on that second day, I was starting to hurt, Okay. E Honda, when I was talking about that, he's saying, have you tried the CBD oil? No, I haven't. People have told me about it, and I don't know. I feel kind of strange. Maybe I'm old school. I don't know. Have any of you guys used it here in the panel?
No, but I know people that have.
Does it work?
They said it works, but it's not, the almighty cure for everything. Like kind of like Advil. It'll take the edge off, but it's not going to be the magical.
The question is, if you get tested, will it show up positive?
They've never been tested.
That's what I'm wondering. If you had to take a drug test, would it show up as? We know it's only CBD oil, but would it show up as, i.e., you using marijuana?
From what I've heard, my aunt is a masseuse, one of them, whatever, hippies. But as far as I know, it's not the same. It's not like you're smoking or anything. It's something that's taken out prior and it doesn't. But I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it. But as far as I know from her, that it doesn't. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think it's prior. It's not the same chemical as the other stuff.
The lamest answer I could give you would be CBD and THC are two different things, but they basically come from the same place. They have to separate the two, and the more the lab separates the two, the less you'll have a chance of coming up with the THC in your system if you had to pass a drug test. The number one thing you should do is consult with your doctor, or if you have a caseworker, like if you're on Medicaid, Medicare, or the VA system or something like that, to where you're going to get drug tested on a regular basis, talk to your caseworker and see what they would say before messing with the CBD. CBD is good for certain things, and it's absolutely pointless for pretty much everything else.
Okay, that's what E Honda's saying in there. I mean, it's the THC that shows up on the drug test. And since that's not in CBD oil, it won't show up. Now, unknown user said he's tried CBD oil and it did nothing for him. So.
Well, you're gonna have to go to a dispensary and talk to the people behind the counter about the CBD. You can't just buy the stuff that they got on the gas station, counter when you're paying for your gas or whatever. Certain things it'll work for, certain things it won't. It's just like any other medication.
Yeah. So, okay, so basically, it's not a cure-all, So, I mean, I think right now I take so many medications now, it's unreal for all other kinds of stuff. I don't want to take another one, and for right now, the compression gloves seem to be working for me. So I'm going to stick with them until they stop working. Let's put it that way. That's my Grim 90 showing up. Raphael's here now. So we're starting to get a full house here. Full house as it can be. Oh, and I do want to apologize for the people that I wasn't here Saturday. Had some family issues I had to take care of, some personal issues. And I wasn't sure how long it was going to take or anything like that. That's why I decided just I actually made it back home by 4. So I could have done a show, but since I said I wasn't doing one, I just took the afternoon off. So I do apologize for that. And by the way, the quiz are just carrying over into this week, so I'll give you the question again sometime during the show today. You know. Oh yeah, Sabrina says I wouldn't do anything without a doctor, especially if you're using other medicine too. Yeah, you're right there. You're right, because you never know what's going to happen. You know. So, but I mean, but technically, I don't know if it's true or not. I know is the pharmacist when you go to the pharmacist for your drugs, and you hand them your prescription over, and if it's a pharmacy you use all the time to get all your other drugs from, your pharmacist is meant to tell you if this is going to react to something you're already taking. If the doctor doesn't. You know, but I don't know if that's true or not. I've never had it happen to me, so I don't know. So.
No, but the pharmacist is only required to, when they hand you a bag of Flintstone vitamins, and they also hand you a bag of iron pills. They have to tell you, what not to take with those kinds of things, just as a insurance factor, so that way you don't mix stuff. But they're not really obligated to teach the public on what to take and what not to take. All they really have to do is tell you about the drug that they just handed you.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they also have to look at some medications are used for other things too. So there's multiple uses, and
Oh yeah.
So
right.
your doctor might, but if you go to 4 different doctors and 4 different doctors throw a whole bunch of stuff at you, it is good to at least say, hey, Mr. Mrs. Pharmacist, is there going to be any issue with this stuff? This stuff kind of makes me lightheaded, but this, is supposed to do something. You can always ask, especially if you have multiple doctors. I think that would probably be an issue. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Talking about that, I know it's slightly different here, but talking about medication again. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys I got to lose weight. The doctor wants me to lose weight before he does surgery on my hip and stuff. So the doctor has put me on one of those weekly injectable things for my diabetes because they've been running tests for the last couple of years, and I can't remember which company it is. He mentioned the brand name to me. They've also brought it out under a different name for doctors to prescribe as a diet medicine, i.e. that it's a blocker. So he said, I'm going to put you on that. He said it'll help you with losing weight, plus it will help with your diabetes too. I said, great. He gave me 3 of these weekly needle things. You just jab it in your leg or arm once a week. And I thought, oh, great. This is going to be easy. This is going to be great. My insurance wants to get 4 hours. I have to have 4 of these needles a month. And my copay is $121 a month. I can't afford that.
One of the things to look at, you can actually look up online the company, and some companies actually let you request or say, hey, I got to take this, and they might have extra help, or some places will even send it to you for free. You just have to ask, though.
Okay, I'll do that.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know about that specific one, but my mom was taking some stuff that was, thousands of dollars a month, and they couldn't. She didn't feel that she needed to spend that much money or whatever. And I looked it up, and one of the companies that actually, it's like half price or whatever. They can give you a discount or something, but you just have to contact them directly.
Oh, I might try that then because I like the idea of just inject. I mean, I don't inject myself now. I take metformin is what I was doing. But this actual stuff is not insulin. It's some other man-made item. That will make sure insulin inside your body produce enough to keep you going or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, I used the last one this week. Actually, I used it yesterday. I stabbed myself with the last free sample I had yesterday. So unless I can work something out next Wednesday, I'm going to have to go back on the metformin. So which is a shame. But I said I'm going to do what you suggested there, Patriot. So I was reading something. That's why I slipped up. Wasn't that I forgot your name? I was reading something. So yeah, I'll give them a thing and see if they will help me on that.
You can also ask in your doctor's office because some of them they get. I don't know if it's. I have an endocrinologist that has their med reps come in.
Yeah,
and they'll say, hey, push this on your patients or whatever. Not really, but whatever. They can actually give you some if possibly like samples or whatever.
Yeah, samples.
Or
yeah. And actually, I did talking about that. That is how when I quit smoking years ago, I used Shantex, and at the time my insurance didn't cover it, but as you said, the drug rep at my doctor's gave the doctor a stack of cards. Give this to the patient, then you take that to the pharmacy, and they covered the cost of it.
Yeah.
So he might have something like that for that. I'll have to give him a call.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
I haven't told the doctor yet. I can't afford it.
Yeah,
I was going to do that. I was calling tomorrow.
They do that with a lot of different things, so it doesn't hurt to ask, anyways. I mean, that's what it is. I went in and gave 3 vials of blood this morning, so I was preparing to go today.
No, I don't mind. I was talking about that. I had to do blood work last time I was at the doctor. When was that? The 19th of December, I think it was. Was it? Or was it a week? I can't remember. But anyway, they do blood work every time I go in there every 3 months to keep an eye on my besides all other stuff, but my A1C. Is that what they call it for your diabetes? Yeah. But I mean, she's taking blood out of me. I mean, she must have taken. I think it was 4 of those little test tubes or vials, whatever you want to call them, out of my arm. And I was talking to her. And I was watching her. She says, "That doesn't bother you?" I said, "Nah." She said, "Oh, I got patients here that can't even look." I said, "Nah, it don't bother me." I was telling her that there's a little anecdote here. We're totally off subject here, but as everybody knows, I was a meat cutter for almost 40 years. And animal blood and all that doesn't bother me in the slightest. I've cut myself really bad sometimes. I cut the top of my thumb off one time, blood spurting out, stabbed myself in the wrist, blood pumping out. Doesn't bother me. But if one of my co-workers cut themselves, I get all queasy. I can't stand seeing somebody else's blood. It's really weird. I don't know why. I mean, seeing an animal gutted and bled out doesn't bother me or anything. Seeing myself the same way doesn't bother me, but seeing somebody else just makes me queasy as hell.
I used to donate blood, once a month or whatever.
You used to sell it, didn't you?
No, I donate. I did until they found out I was diabetic, and they said, "Well, you're taking medication, so you can't take it," or some nonsense.
Yeah,
but I'm O negative, so everybody can use me. But
yeah. I know. I was going to donate blood one time. This going way back when I first arrived. Because I came back from living in Germany in '95. So this had to be in it was 2001 or 2002, somewhere around there. And I went to donate blood, and everything was going fine until they asked the question. have you lived have you lived in Europe or been to Europe in the last 10 years? And of course, I had because I'd been there in the beginning of '95, and this was only 2001. They said, "Well, we can't take your blood." Why I don't know, but you know, I was kind of put out, so I never went back. I said, "I'm offering you good British blood here, and you don't want to take it." This could be royal blood.
Foot and mouth disease.
I think that's what it was for, is foot and mouth. Because it is. Especially in England, it was going on foot and mouth. So that's what it could be. But hell, I don't know. So anyway, okay. Anything else you want to talk about, guys? You got anything want to bring up? No, man, you're a very quiet crowd tonight. You really are. I was expecting a little help here.
Well, it's Patriot's show. Shouldn't he be stepping up?
I was just waiting for Squib to start talking.
Midnight's got a question out in the chat.
Okay.
Nobody cares. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead with Midnight's question.
Where is it? Where's his question?
All right, I'll get it. Hold on. He says, I'm thinking about getting some yellow shooting glasses. Thoughts? Anybody ever used the yellow lens shooting glasses?
No. Is there anything to be surprising about them?
I guess just the way.
It amplifies the light some way. I mean, I shouldn't say amplifies it. I guess it brings in. Sometimes it helps you see, but it also sometimes helps with glare. How's that?
No, okay. All right. Because I noticed in the few, it's even wearing yellow glasses as his regular glasses, like Clover Tech. He uses them for shooting and for everyday use. He's got yellow tinted lenses. So it must work for something. I don't know.
I've used the yellow, the blue, and the red, and I think I like the red out of the three the best. But his eyes might react differently. Yeah.
Oh, now talking about that, when I go shooting, if I wear contact lenses, I'll wear sunglasses as my eye protection, and I wear these as my eye protection. If not, I do have a set of clear. They're actually shooting glasses, but they look like safety glasses that will actually fit over these, or fit over a pair of sunglasses. To cover my actual glasses. So I should use them, but I guess I'm being lazy. Because really, when you think about my sunglasses and these glasses, there's no side protection, and on those shooting glasses, it gives me a little side protection here on the side.
You can buy side protectors for regular glasses or prescription glasses.
Yeah.
Don't the tints just bring out other colors? When I was used to drive a lot, I'd wear blue sunglasses, with that tint, and it would really brighten it up, especially if you were, driving for a long time or whatever, with a clear sky or whatever, it really made things, more vivid, and I don't know, it'd trick your brain into being more awake, I guess. I don't know, but is that's the same with red or the yellow tint?
Yeah, they bring out different colors depending on where you're at, and I guess just what works best for you. Because I've done the same thing. I would wear safety glass sunglasses when I was riding, and I had my visor up during the day. And then when it switched to night, I would go ahead and switch to one of my safety glasses, either yellow, red, or blue. And blue seemed to help the most as far as cutting down the glare of oncoming lights, but me still being able to see what I needed to see, like a light shining down on a sign or something like that. When I was shooting, I think it was red that seemed to help shooting in the daylight, but where I shoot, it's in a shaded shooting station. It's not out in the open. How well that would work inside of a dark indoor range, or if you were out in the open in a range, I'm not too sure. I've worn red safety glasses in the plant, and with those old sodium lights, those yellow lights, it really brought out a whole lot. But with, say, LEDs, it may not. So they're really not that expensive. I mean, you can buy the really expensive ones. You can buy the frame, and you've got the different lenses you can pop on there. You could spend as much money as you want on these. But I mean, for under $10 a pair, you can get shaded Z87 rated safety glasses.
Yeah, some of them come with the spares are different colors too. I mean, I remember that from years ago, but.
Jason
Sorry, Mom?
says, due to the fact that Michigan sucks, yellow is banned in Ohio. You know, so.
Yeah, he's gonna be going after Patriot on that one. I don't.
They all look the same to me. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against some of the teams in Michigan, but I'm kind of a fan of an out of state. So. You guys in Ohio, I don't have any animosity with you guys because I'm a transplant.
Well, back to what's called Shooting Disabilities. Two Gun Kitty says at my new outdoor range has some bays with handicap paved ramps. Have you seen this much? The range I used to, the indoor range I used in Rhode Island, it had handicap ramps to get into the building. Then everything was on the same level, so it wasn't a problem. They had wide enough doors for people with wheelchairs to get through, with plenty of room to spare. Plus, they had certain bays where, the bench. They had benches. There was two or three where the bench was lower. Or like if somebody was sitting down, either in a wheelchair or using a chair to sit to shoot, they had benches that would work for them. That's the only thing I've seen. Now, the outdoor range I belong to, the only ramps it had for handicap was to get in and out of the clubhouse. But out in the range, you would, but they were easy going. They used to let me drive my pickup truck right up to the shooting line, and so I would drop the tailgate. This was before I got my scooter. I used to drop the tailgate and sit on my tailgate and shoot. Then once I got my scooter, it wasn't any problem. So, but yes, you got anything? Your ranges, guys, are they handicap friendly?
Yeah, the range I go to wasn't originally, but the NRA, that organization everybody wants to hate, paid to install more shooting stations. They paid to put in a paved ramp to go right up to the new shooting stations with handicap-only parking. So like what you're saying, you drive your pickup truck right up to the shoot instead of having to go up. It's uphill to get to the range. And they added all that stuff in. And now people with a handicap placard that they hang from their rearview mirror there, they can park there. Yeah.
Okay.
My local shop's got the outdoor. You used to have to go through the building, you pay, and then you walk out the back door. And there was some weird steps. They'd go down to a landing and then turn to the left and then, kind of step down, but they were like really short steps. So, I mean, you could take a chair down them, but it was just a pain in the neck. And then you would cross over like a dirt gravel road, and then there was like sidewalks and stuff. But they have fixed that. And they used to say that, you can drive out there onto that like service road. It's basically for them to go out to their skeet place or whatever, but where you could just park there and then you would still walk across the sidewalk and stuff. But for chairs, I can't imagine how it used to be, with the gravel and that kind of stuff. But now it's all paved and they've redone everything. They've got the indoor range and all that stuff too now, so that you can actually get in. But I don't know if there are benches on the. I'm sure they must have some shorter benches in the the indoor range, to accommodate for chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have never seen them though.
Okay. All right. I got a question here. Who was it? Who was it? Was it Two Live Moo asked me? I can't remember. Somebody asked me what's in these orange containers. What ammo's in there? Be honest with you, there's no ammo in those two. Actually, there's only ammo in this one, and this one's half full. I've only got 2.5 full of ammo. The rest of them I use for storage. I got gun cleaning supplies in this one. I think this one up here, I think, is my reloading supplies. That's gun cleaning supplies. And this is other odd bits and pieces that I use them for storage. But if I got more ammo, I got the box order to use. I hope that answers your question. So. Yeah, I got them off of eBay. I think it was eBay or was it Amazon. I can't remember. I bought them when they were on sale because I think they normally sell for about $15 each, but every now and then they go on sale for less than $9. I think I paid $9 for each one of those, I think, at the time. Oh. E Honda wants to know what is the best 38 special ammo for a snub-nosed revolver. Well, I got a 38 snub-nosed revolver. It's a Taurus, but I got one. I don't carry it. I only use it down the range, so I just use straight like federal ball ammo in it, for plinking. It seems to work. Anybody out there in the panel got any suggestions for a good 38 special ammo?
But he was specific to snub nose, so I'm thinking he's wanting something with a little bit less kick, maybe. Not the 38's got a lot of kick.
Yeah, I just use critical defense. That's the only thing I've ever. Besides range ammo.
Oh, for defense ammo, use that, huh?
Yeah, that's just what they carried at my local shop.
That's what I've got experience with is the critical defense stuff, and it's pretty good. I don't have a snub nose. I got a full length barrel, but the critical defense is pretty decent.
Yeah, I use it in my 442. I think Honda's got the 642.
Okay.
So it's the same. It's a 2-inch barrel or 1 7/8 or whatever.
I know. Because of everybody knows my weak girly, even though they're big and fat, stubby fingers. Strength wise, I'm like a girl with my hands nowadays. Kind of shame. I used to be such a strong mother. I really did. People used to be amazed how strong I used to be, but I'm nowhere near that now. But anyway, my little 38, because it came with the rubber grips on it, and I didn't like those, so I bought wooden grips. I hadn't even fired it. I bought wooden grips and some nice, beautiful ones. I put the wooden grips on there. It looked beautiful. I went out there and shot that thing. That thing hurt my hand so bad. It was unreal. So when I got home, I put the rubber ones back on, took it out again, a lot better. So yeah. I know I'm a wuss.
I swapped the original wood or rubber ones on that the Smith & Wesson 442 to the Hogue mono grip or whatever. Yeah, and that thing is. I could shoot that all day. Ain't nothing. It's 38. I like it though.
Yeah. So, I was. I would love to get a Red Hawk. In one of those Ruger Red Hawks and use it in 454 Casull. I don't know if my hands and wrists could take it. I really don't know. If it was an emergency and I grabbed the gun and that's what it was, and I had to shoot it because a bear was coming at me or something like that. You don't worry too much if you're going to break your wrist or not at that particular time. But if I was just down the range shooting it, I don't know if I could handle it.
The only person that I know I know Black Cat did a video with some 454, and Travis P11 both did video. Travis did a little bit more of an extensive video. Black Cat was just had it at one of his range day videos. So you could probably check with Travis and see what he would tell you about it.
Oh, okay. All right. What's the midnight range? Can you take G's wrench away for a second? I don't know. I don't even know how to give them. I don't know how to take them. You know? Yeah, E Honda was talking about defense ammo. Yeah. Everybody seems to be critical defense is what most people are using here, E Honda. You know? So
Spear Gold dots, if they've got them in 38 special.
yeah.
There's so many different ones out there that are really good. Critical defense and critical duty are both good. Ranger SXT, or no, it's not SXT. It's Ranger T or something like that. That's pretty good. Underwood ammo's got the Extreme Defender and the Extreme Penetrator.
I like the because I reload my own for my 380, and I use was it Extreme Penetrator? Is that what they're called? Yeah, I've got it right here.
Yeah, they've got the Extreme Penetrators and the Extreme Defenders. And Underwood uses the Lehigh bullets, but they're separate companies. But
Okay.
yeah, Underwood. So if you don't load them yourself, you can buy them from Underwood. See, that's just it. I'm not aware that some of the ammo that I'm naming off is actually made in 38 special.
Yeah, I would imagine it. 38 special is not that rare.
I've got a box here. I was flipping through my stuff, and I got a few boxes of the critical defense, and then I found this other stuff. It's Remington Ultra Defense, and these are 125 grain plus P. So then you could check that out. It's a full box. I didn't even know I had it, so I can't tell you how it performs. But that's another name you could look up.
It's not bad ammunition. I got a couple boxes of it.
Yeah. Okay, unknown user says a 454 Casull has 2 times the energy of a 44 Magnum and has 30% more impact power than a 30-06. So yeah, so I would imagine with my wussy hands that would hurt. You know? And it's a shame. And this is how bad it is.
Just shoot 45 Colt out of it.
You know? This is how bad it is. Besides the arthritis in my wrists, I've also got arthritis in my shoulders real bad too. You know, I got it all over my body, but my shoulders, when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I have to rock myself back and forth in the bed before I can sit up, because my shoulders because of the arthritis, they sort of lock up and I can't move them, to sort of use them to help me sit up. It's and every morning, like this one, tonight it's hurting like hell. I can only get it up this high as I can get that right arm. The left one still hurts, but at least I can get it up there. But where I was going with this is even shooting a 12 gauge, man, I can do it. But that night or the following day, my shoulder is absolutely dying.
That's what you use the limb saver for.
Yeah, you used to probably be able to play football too.
Oh yeah,
just enjoy shooting other things. When you get to the level in our lives where the 12 gauge is too much, just stop using it and use something else.
That brings up the thing. If you're shooting 38 and it's rough on you or whatever, if you trade that in on a 357 and still shoot 38 with that extra weight, that does help as well. Just like if you get the SP 101 or one of those full size revolvers, and you shoot 38 through it, it's like, day and night compared to what, just a regular 38 special snub nose would be. I mean, you can get, I don't know. That's just another thing, if you can always bump up with, especially with that.
Yeah.
And just like Squib said with the 45 long cold.
When I was shooting, because everybody knew, for 3 years I carried my M&P 45, no problem. But until it started hurting my wrists a lot. But my 1911 is always, because I guess because it's solid steel. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's all metal gun, so it's heavier. And to me, it was a softer shooting gun. So, but as everybody knows, I've dropped down to the 380. I've even gone below the weenie 9mm guys. I've even dropped down below them. So, what can I say? But hey, with my bullets that I've made, I think they're going to be just as fatal if somebody gets shot with them. So that's all that matters. The way I look at it. I mean,
worst comes to worst, you can always beat him with the gun.
Yeah. But then again, this is what gets me, right? Is everybody think, they want to be able I always thought the object of this self-defense was to stop the threat, not to kill the person. If the person dies, oh, well, he shouldn't have tried to hurt me, But if I shoot him with a 380, and it knocks him on the ground, and he's still alive, we're both winners,
Yeah, but if he's still alive, he can sue you.
Good point.
Suspects can't sue you.
You're also going to have to assess the threat while you're in it. If a guy steps on your shoe and he calls you an MFer and you shoot him, well, obviously his level of aggression didn't rise to shooting him. If he pulls a gun out and sticks it in your face and you blow his head off first, then I think that you're justified. So regardless of whether it's a 9mm or a 25 ACP or 458 SOCOM pistol, when you shoot somebody and it's justified and they end up dying, like you said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. Well, here, I know yours is correct. A 380 is good enough for James Bond. So there you go.
Also good enough for Blanchard's giveaway.
Now,
of course, he was British.
Now, G. Webb's is right here, right? 380 is a real caliber. It's 100% non-metric.
They use all that stuff over in Europe.
So, G. Webb says, I shoot guns out of bad dudes' hands. So there we go. Oh, hang on, it's 7:45. Let me do the quiz. The quiz that should have been done this past Saturday, but I wasn't here. So I still got everybody's email who entered. And so anybody who missed, who wants to enter, can do so, as long as you get it into the email into me by noon on Saturday, Eastern time, of course. The question was, in the 1970 John Wayne movie Rio Lobo, what was the name of the leading female actor or actress, whichever you want to be politically correct with? I call them actresses, but maybe I'm wrong. I want the character's name and the real name of the person. And email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So there you go. And the swag pack is all here ready to go. It's got, I'm trying to remember what's in it now. Oh yeah, it's got patches in it, stickers, all that good stuff. So there we go. So email me by lunchtime Saturday to enter the quiz. So there we go. All right. You know, I didn't. What's that? When I was at school during the 70s, who was at school in the 70s? Yeah, same with me too, Gun Kitty. That's what they told me too. You know, but there we go. But America doesn't really use it on some things. I mean, like we still do gallons and pints. You know, but then there's certain things that here in America we're sort of 50-50 on this shit. You know, I mean football. Football is 100-yard field. You know, so
it's all those guys that got beat up in school that decided they would go with metric. I think here, so you get your medical and all that stuff.
You know, even if you go, like in the Olympics, it's all metric. Like the running, it's not 100-yard thing; it's 100 meters or whatever it is. You know. E Honda says, "Don't reload your carry ammo." Why? There's nothing wrong with reloading your carry ammo. I do, and that's what I use. So, what's your theory behind that, E Honda? I'm waiting for him to type it in there. So, or somebody can send him a link.
The prosecutor is going to send you to jail because you purposely made your ammunition more deadly than the factory ammo or the ammunition police use. Therefore, you wanted to kill somebody. You couldn't wait to kill somebody, and that's why you made this. And that's their thing. Okay, let me tell you something about that. If the prosecutor is going to say that, they're going to say 100 other things. Yes, you can argue that taking one more thing out of their list of things they can use against you is helpful. Of course it is. But if they're that desperate that they're going to use an argument that weak, and granted, I understand the jury don't know anything about ammunition, ballistics, or self-defense. But if they're going to use something that weak as one of several of their arguments against you, they've got a bigger agenda. They're going to try to fry you no matter what.
I haven't looked at the chat just yet, but I'm gonna take a guess, and I'm gonna go against Squibby on that. I'm gonna stay positive right now and say that Honda's thing is thinking maybe it's not as reliable as factory ammunition.
No, he's actually put down there.
Dang it!
Did you do ballistic testing on it? You will have to answer that in court.
Sorry, Honda.
No, you won't have to. Okay, you know what? You will have to answer it in court if the prosecutor is the prosecutor that is going to prosecute every person who comes across their table, cases that come across their table in a self-defense shooting. They're the ones that are going to try to, they already got it out for you. That's not going to be that and 100 other things that they can use that any rational person would say wouldn't stick. Now, of course, yes, it could stick. It could go against you. If you don't want to carry reloads because of that, don't. But if it's not an issue for you, then go ahead and do it. I do both. I carry self-defense reloads that I made. As far as ballistic testing, I'd actually like to do some ballistic testing on some of the stuff I do to be a little bit more scientific about it. But I also carry factory self-defense loads. But here's the thing. I was advised to carry the same thing the cops do, because if I do that, then they can't use the argument against me. But if they're that irrational that they're going to say that you purposely made this more deadly because you wanted to kill somebody, then couldn't they say you use the same ammunition as cops because you think you're law enforcement?
I would just suggest if you do your reloads, make sure all the casings and bullets are the same, and they're not going to know the damn difference anyway.
Yeah.
Because
the
bullets
the thing,
you buy, everybody else uses too. So I don't know.
The people I've heard say that may have actually seen it used in a court of law. May have. They also might be parroting information from one of these so-called expert instructors. But there are a lot of people out there who don't reload at all. They don't want to reload. They don't like reloading. They don't want to understand it. It bores the heck out of them, and they're not interested. And they're in our community. I used to be one of those people. They're going to be against this sort of thing. But if they started reloading, they'd change their tune.
What I suggest is you purchase your self-defense ammunition and just use my affiliate link. I think you should not use reloads unless you want to reload, and you can use that affiliate link. Which I don't have an affiliate link. That was
that's what somebody in the chat is saying. That is a show for ammo companies.
I get so pissed off every time I hear it because you're never going to hear a reloader say that. You're only going to hear somebody goes, "Nope, not interested in it. Don't want to do it. Too much money. I ain't got time. Ammo's cheap. I don't need to do this." Nobody's saying you have to. I'm not going to be. I'll encourage it. I'll help you out with it. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But those are the people that are poo-pooing it.
I say just cut your losses. I say just cut your losses. Carry a box of donuts around with you, and you have every cop at the precinct follow you.
Well, wait a second. Hold up. If I buy, a 9mm off the shelf, and when I read through the instruction manual, it says that it's capable of firing 115 grain up to 147 grain, and then don't shoot anything more powerful than that. If you can't reload anything higher than the gun can take, right?
You can load it to whatever you want. It could blow the gun up if you load it too hot. Sure.
Well, that's my point. You're not gonna, if you overload the round, it's gonna destroy your gun. So you're gonna probably put 147 grain in because that's what the gun is built for.
Oh yeah.
So I still don't see how the argument. Well, I'm saying I still don't see how the argument. I can't overload my gun to what the factory specs say, so it's no different than factory bought ammo. I just put powder in it.
By that logic, you could say, Your Honor, I overloaded it, and if anything, it wasn't a danger to the person that I shot in self-defense. It was a danger to me because it was going to blow up in my hands.
Yeah, sure, right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying that this is what I've heard from people, and I think it came from, I can't prove it because I didn't do enough research. I honestly think it came from one of these crackerjack box firearms instructors that are out there that give the other instructors a bad name, who are one of these people that's against reloading, don't understand it, and I mean, they're just not. I'm not saying a prosecutor couldn't use some of the dumbest ideas against you. We've seen it. We've seen it in other cases where they've tried to incriminate people. They've tried to coerce confessions out of innocent people. All kinds of stuff. It's allowed in our system. It sucks. But I don't know.
That's right.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it once from somebody who reloads. I want to hear somebody who reloads say that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, G-Web's here. He goes, if you reload, they will make you reload in court, and you can't match the evidence exactly, then you go to jail.
I'd like to see where there's precedent. Like, show me a few court cases where somebody was actually prosecuted, not charged, but actually prosecuted for using hand loads or a modified trigger or any of that kind of stuff, as long as it's still legal.
Well, be honest, you got a good point there. I mean, I've only heard people say it. I have never.
There's only one that I know of. It's that guy who had that back plate on his Glock. It's just the fact that it's a Glock. He had the back plate on his Glock that said, "Smile and wait for flat." Oh no, it wasn't on his Glock. No, there was one. There was one on a Glock where they had something, and then there was a guy who used an AR-15 and had on the dust cover, "Smile and wait for flash" or something like that, and they used that against him. They didn't use. Oh, you look what you've got on there. You wanted to kill somebody. So I get the premise. And I don't know if those guys were prosecuted or not, those two cases. So I understand where you're going. There's a lot of things I don't agree with that I understand where somebody's going with. Yeah. But I'm just not going to subscribe to that BS. I mean, if you lose that case, either the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor all have it out for you, and they're all in unison, and you're in a state or you're in a place or you're in a courtroom where you weren't going to win no matter what, or you've got the worst lawyer in the world, which, by the way, I've hired the worst lawyer in the world. He's a judge now, so I know what that's like. Ugh.
Yeah, but see, also you're going to go to jail if you have Punisher on your grips too. You realize that, you know. I've heard
Well,
that.
it's just like buy this expensive gun, customize it, do this, do that. This is your range toy, but then carry the worst, most unreliable, ratty piece of crap you could dump it and not care kind of gun because it's going to get confiscated. You'll never get it back. Which, by the way, sometimes you do get them back, or they're gonna hold anything that you've got customized on this gun against you. Or anything. It's like, well, then why am I customizing this gun and training with this gun? Then I'm going to carry this ratty piece of crap.
Good point. Good point. I don't let it worry me. That's why I have insurance for. You know, I'm hoping that.
Now, there's some great advice, Rick. That is actually probably better advice than don't carry reloaded self-defense ammo, is get some decent insurance.
That's right. That's right. You know, that's what it's about. I mean, people who do not have, I know people might laugh, but do not have, I use, United States concealed carry insurance. But there's 5 or 6 companies out there. Choose one. If you don't have it, I mean, unless you have a bank account that can put the money up front to cover all this, then okay, go for it. But I don't. So that's the reason I do it. Oh.
So touching on the insurance thing, does anyone know how reliable that whole NRA insurance crap is?
Well, I don't know. Are they still pushing it, or did it go defunct?
It's probably not too good in New York. Isn't that where they were told not
good
to
in New
use?
York.
Right,
Yeah.
Nothing's good here in New York.
Now,
Okay.
see that's another thing. The NRA done a dirty there, right? For years, they've invited USCCA to the NRA show. They gave them they had a booth and everything. It wasn't this year; it was the year before, I believe. They had the booth 3 days before the show started. They told them they weren't allowed in. Then guess what? At that show, they announced their new Carry Guard insurance. And basically it was a ripoff of what USCCA does. So that's all I'm saying. Yes, Stealth Hunter. Yeah, I agree with Stealth Hunter here. He says the only time the ammo or anything else could be a problem is if the prosecutor has to prosecute the case they can't win and they start pulling at straws. Yeah, they got to try to come up with something to get you because they know they ain't going to win it.
And besides, how many people are actually going to look at, obviously they're going to go through your magazine or whatever and see, but are they really going to know it's reloaded? Versus anything else? I don't. They might be bored.
Somebody could say, "Oh, well, if it's got Starline brass, then it must be reloaded." Nope, there's firearms or ammunition manufacturers out there that use Starline.
It would actually take somebody knowing half a thing, that's trying to push that.
I want to answer E. Honda's thing in here. He says, and insurance covers you after the trial for the full cost of the case. Not saying don't get it, but you can still go broke in court paying for lawyers. Okay, now, United States Carry Association, I read their stuff, and they've changed it, and I called them up and actually spoke to their legal department. They actually put the money up front.
You know why they changed it?
Why?
Second call defense. Day one, $1. You don't pay a penny.
Yeah.
So they had some competition. They go, oh, crap, we better do this in a way that actually helps our customer because they're all going to jump ship.
Yeah, basically, so they put the money up front. I like them because they're organized. They they have a whole list of lawyers for not for every state, but they got at least one lawyer in every state who's on their books who will come to your defense. So that's what I like about them. But also, I went down to the low. When I was living in Rhode Island, I paid the highest premium. I had the top notch. But here in Indiana, I've dropped to the lowest for the simple reason I got to double check. But when I done this, was it last year I looked, or the year before when I got here? Is in Indiana here you can't be sued civilly by that person you shot or family members of the person that you killed. You can't be sued by him here in Indiana. So,
same in Michigan.
So I couldn't see the point of paying $50 a month for something that I'm not going to need. So I just went to the lowest to have the bail money, and the course for the criminal court case.
Now, are you sure that it's if you go through a criminal case and you're acquitted or whatever and it falls through, then they can't do the civil, or if just regardless they can't do a civil? I'm sure
in Michigan you have to, if you're not found guilty criminally, you can't be sued civilly.
Yes.
If you're found guilty criminally, you can be sued, but at that point it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Yeah. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to actually have to use a gun to defend themselves. But if you've made the choice to do everything that you're supposed to do legally, and then maybe even above and beyond that, in order to cross your T's and dot your I's, get training, practice, get insurance, do whatever. You've already made that decision that, yes, I understand, I may get arrested. They may tase me, slam me to the ground, throw cuffs on me, deprive me of sleep for 24 hours straight trying to get a confession out of me. They may throw me in jail with a bunch of people that I've never been around people like this in my life, and I may be tied up in court for a year and a half trying to fight, and I may still lose, but I'm alive. And if you ask your loved ones, which would you rather have, all this stress and this hell or a funeral? I think I know what their answer is going to be. Nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to be treated like a criminal for defending themselves from a criminal. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with law enforcement and prosecutors that can't see something that's obvious and still want to go in there and try to improve their statistics. This isn't your how you rank on a sports team or in a league or something like this. These are people's lives you're playing with, and there have been some cases where it's obvious, it's cut and dry. You got the guy in the home defending his family with a gun that's registered in his name, and he's got the right to carry it, and he's not broken any state or federal laws. And you got the person with a 10-page rap sheet, and they still cuff the dad and drag him out and all this. I mean, it's like, are you that stupid? Are you really that? Or the cops do say, you know what, you're right. This was a good shoot, and they let the guy go, and then the prosecutor goes, nope, I'm making a name for myself. I'm going to make an example of this fool. It happens. Life isn't fair. But once again, I go back to the ask your family, which would they rather do? Put up with this crap or go to a funeral?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I'd like to put it on a positive note, taking Kingpin's cue. I just watched the best comedy series ever. And I know it's been out for a while, but you need to watch it. If you have Netflix, it's called Flint Town. Man, it's hilarious. So, if anybody's watched that.
All right. All right.
It's not really a comedy, but you got to see how people think. It's crazy.
Is that about the whole water crisis that you guys had?
No, it's about the police, and they went from 300 and some down to 90 to police, 100,000 people, and just Flint and all their good stuff. So, yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah, it
does have a little bit of the water garbage in there, but it's all stems from the same thing. So.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to end on a positive note. Well, I'm not ending yet, but I'm going back to the negative side. again. I saw the commercials for that new TV show called Jeopardy. I can't remember if it was on NBC or CBS, one of the alphabet channels, right? And I thought, oh, that looks pretty interesting. It's about the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. So I'm watching it. The opening thing, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it opens up with this policeman standing in front of a board, and he was getting his ass chewed out for telling the illegal immigrants that the ICE was coming. You know, and I thought, oh, this is a good way to start the show. You know, I thought the leftists have even got into my got into my TV shows now. You know, so I kind of got to me. Then later on in the show, it happened again. Long story short, he becomes the sheriff because the standing sheriff dies. Anyway, halfway through the show, he pulls up at this. You see the ICE people there, and his sheriff's department's there too. And he tells all these sheriffs to stand down. They are not going on a raid. You know, I thought, man, how to really piss me off. You know, so I ain't watching that show no more. Just, you know, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but by the sounds of it, maybe not, because maybe they already knew about it before I did. Yeah. But on a positive note, I'm in a good mood tonight. And I don't know what I think I'm going to do myself some burgers tonight on the grill. You know, it's not that cold outside, but anyway, what I do is I throw them on and run back in. You know, in a few minutes, go back out there, flip them over, run back in. I mean, why stand out there and freeze when you don't have to? My grill's right by my back door. You know, so. Yeah. No. All right. Anything else? Anybody wants to go? Anything else to say?
I wanted to ask Patriot, is he any closer to making this decision on the AK stock?
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the feel of it with the gloss. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards the semi because it is kind of really glossy, but it's fine just like it is now. So I don't know.
I mean, did you like the forward grip? Because your other, before you changed it didn't have a forward grip on it, did it? No.
That original black polymer stuff was, just kind of a generic design, I guess.
Yeah.
But this one, it would fit better in the hand if it was reversed, but obviously it would look silly with the magazine. But yeah, well, I mean, I haven't shot it yet, so it's. I just finally got it all back together and that, but yeah, I like it. I mean, I was pretty impressed with that True Oil. I mean, Matt and everybody talks about that stuff, and it actually was really simple. And I only did like 4 coats on that. I could have done a lot more, but I was too excited. So
yeah, I've got to be honest. I haven't watched your last one yet. I just looked at the pictures.
Huh? Yeah. I put them on Instagram and stuff, and then decided, well, I better at least put out a video about it because I went through it. I had everything stripped, and I started doing the stuff, and when you got the oil and stuff on your hands, it's not like I want to mess with my camera and stuff. So I skipped through it. I didn't even do any videos besides like, here's the beginning, here's the end, and there's a bunch of stuff in the middle. But I did it all in one day. So I mean, or a day and then the half of the next day, and then it was done. So. But. Okay. What other major stuff you got planned for the 2020 there, Patriot? I'm working on a donor video. Organ donors. My little sister is still alive because of a donor, and I did it before. Especially when I first got my driver's license. You used to be able to just get the little donor sticker, and it was lame. Yeah. And it came off, and it wasn't anything. It didn't seem very official. and through the Marine Corps or whatever, I didn't have any designation or wasn't registered. But my little sister, she's over 30 now, something like that. But yeah, so it was something kind of, I don't know. I just had to renew my license, so I added it, and now it's etched in there instead of the sticker. But like I said, I haven't done it in so long, so I'm
I do that on every license I've had is organ donor. Because if I'm gone, what good are they to me?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much, all my stuff wore out. So
mine is too. I'm old and fat, so I don't think my organs will be that good anyway. But hell, they're welcome to them. If it will save somebody's life.
Well, it's the whole idea of you taking the initiative and doing it, so that if something unspeakable happens, something bad happens, they're not coming to your family. I've seen that happen where people, the doctors, hey, we're just wondering, do you want to, and I don't want that for my family. I'd rather have them have no say in it. I've already set it up. It's done. And then I don't have to worry about somebody having to come up and, have that touchy subject talk and all that kind of nonsense. So, it's better to do it yourself and then, not put that on anybody else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, some people don't like that. They don't, they wouldn't want to do, talk about it because, you talk about it, it's going to happen, right? But, I don't know. So that's about it. And I'm going to be searching for a new AK. I've got bit by the bug, and especially refinishing that wood and stuff. It's pretty interesting. And I got a couple emails tonight where they've got some barreled receivers and some things out there. So I don't know anything about them, but that's about it.
G Webb says, if these reloaders love reloading so much, why are they so scared of the lead water?
Yes.
Oh, hey, there you go. I mean, I'm bad. I believe some people wear gloves when they're reloading. I don't. But should I? Squib, you're a big reloader.
At this point, Rick, does it really matter?
At my age, you're right. It doesn't really matter.
I wouldn't set your sandwich up on top of the press or anything while you're doing it. But.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, that's like anything. I mean, when I'm at the range, I carry a bag of what's the word for them? Like baby wipes, whatever I don't care, right, with me. So when I finish at the range, I wipe my hands down with that stuff. And when I'm at home here, if I have to get up to go somewhere, I wash my hands. So it's not that I'm sort of like messing around with that stuff than eating a sandwich at the same time. So
eat a little bit of gunpowder never killed anybody.
That's right. Now I'm not saying lead poisoning. Lead poisoning is a real thing. But I mean, how much reloading would you have to do to get lead poisoning? Unless your immune system is already low anyway. I
don't know. I'll let you know when it kills me.
Yeah. But as G Webb says, I assume lead poisoning is why some reloaders like the 9mm. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to wind this up. It's 8:15. I'm just going to wind it up. Got to get something to eat and sit down. I got to go to bed early tonight. I got an early doctor's appointment tomorrow. This is my how often do I go? Every couple of 2 months. It's what's the word for them? A podiatrist. They check my feet out because of my diabetes. Plus, because of my back, I can't bend down to touch my toes anymore. So why they're checking out my feet for any scratches or any damage or anything. I get them to cut my nails at the same time. It's really great to have somebody else do it. You know, my insurance covers it, so that works. So I got to go. I always try to get an early appointment at the doctor's because I don't like wasting my day. If they said your appointment's at 2:00, I wouldn't do anything all morning because I'll be worried about not being there on time. So I like being one of the first patients of the morning. That way, get in there, get it done, then the rest of the day's mine. And most of the time, I don't do anything anyway, but it's just the principle of the thing.
Speaking of that, Squib does his toes and he gets his nails done.
Yeah. Squib gets his.
He's already left, I think.
I think he wears braids in his hair too.
No, Squib's still here. He's painting his toenails right now.
He gets them done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do have that nail polish video. Yeah.
G-Web said I should check out the place he takes his dog, Mellow. They cut all of her feet for like $7. Yours would be like $3.50. Oh, yeah. All right. Any of you guys got any last shout outs or anything? Do you want to go? Patriot?
No, I just if you want to check out that video series of 2 videos, go ahead.
All right, Squib, any shout outs or anything?
No, I mean, thanks for the invite, sort of. I don't know. I use your show as an opportunity to put myself in a worse mood.
I know, that's why I do it for. That's why I invite you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no
love.
All right, Kingpin, anything?
Yeah, sure. Later tonight, I think at like 10 Eastern, John Crump will be going live with the Virginia Citizens Defense League person, I believe. And then
that's right.
Roll Call will be on around 11 or so with rants and raves. And then G-Webs will probably have the Daily Gun Show tonight at midnight Eastern. So plenty of cool stuff to watch. Go check it out.
Sounds good. All right. Anything from you, Blind Shooter? Any plugs or anything?
Yeah, if you guys are interested in having a chance at winning a free gun from Blind Shooter, check out my giveaway.
That's right. I forgot all about that. Blind Shooter doing a giveaway. Go check out his video and find out what it's all about. So, all right. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here tonight in the chat. I really do appreciate you guys showing up every week, putting up with my nonsense. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys got any questions or anything that you want us to talk about, any topics you want us to talk about, email me. I'm always looking for topics. Always looking for topics. So if you got any you want, just email me, and I will add them to my very thin list I've got right here, right now. So that's what I'm saying. I'm running out of stuff. So feel free to email me. Anyway, I want to say thank you all for being here. I will be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern with Rick's Life as I said. So I want to say good night to you all, and thank you, and see you later.